Hi. In our last video we added a database, and in that database we added a table, and in that table we added some basic data as loaded from an Excel file. In this demo we'll be using that data to provide some insights. So let's go to Actions, and we add an application to be able to visualize the insights. We have a number of types of applications, but in our particular use case the dashboard application probably fits best, so let's select that one. We use the default values and just create it. When we go to Applications, we can open it. Any new application requires an administrative user. Let's create one. Once the user has been created, the application will initially load a lot of JavaScript files, whatever it is needed to actually build the application. We'll just let this run. In the meantime, we'll focus on the data. So let's open the application here, and we have interactions and insights. Let's add an insight. We choose our database, we pick a name for the insight. In this particular case, for example, we could do revenue by company from the time trackings table. We can add aggregated fields. For example, we could say we want to group by company name, and we want to sum the price. We immediately get a view on the resulting data, but we obviously want to expose it as a web application. But let's first add some more insights. For example, we could add an insight which states the daily log. So basically we want to see how much people have been working every day. So let's create that. We group by the date, and we want to sum the duration in hours. So here we have our dates. Now let's add one more. We want to see the amounts that have not been invoiced yet. Uninvoiced amounts. So let's group by invoiced, and let's sum the price. We can immediately see that most of it has not been invoiced yet, so we still have to invoice a lot of customers. Now we have our insights here. Let's build an application around it. So the application has loaded, and we can log in with the administrative user that we created. We are greeted by the page builder configuration, which has some general settings, but let's go to Pages. Here we can manage the actual pages in our web application. The first page you usually add is what we call a skeleton. A skeleton is the basic framework of your application, as in most sites or applications have like a fixed menu or a fixed hero image or something like that, which we tend to put in the skeleton. Now let's say it's a default page parent for everything. The only thing we really want to add here, so let's go into edit mode, is a layout. So we want the top menu. We can drag and drop it. Let's remove the original row. And we have our top menu, which is still empty at the moment. Let's go back and let's add another page. Let's call it Insights. We can choose the path, for example, Insights. Let's go. As you can see, it's been added to the menu. When we go into edit mode for this particular page, we can then drag and drop all our insights. Let's start with the revenue by company. You have a number of charts. You have a bar chart, a line chart, pie, donut, and percent. Let's do a pie chart for this one. Then we want to add the uninvoiced amounts. And we want the percentage chart for this. So we add it, and then we go into the settings, chart content, and there you can choose the percentage layout. If we then save and exit the edit mode, you can see our charts here. Let's add one more chart. We want the daily log. And let's add that as a bar chart. In this case, we also want to tell the system that the x-axis is actually a time series, and we want to format it as a date. Let's again exit edit mode. As you can see, we now have our data for each day. We can also play with the positioning of the content. For example, let's take this one and put it next to the pie chart. Like this. If we exit edit mode again, we can see that the two charts are now next to one another. We'd also switch this perhaps to a donut. That matches better in size with the pie diagram next to it. This is starting to look pretty good. We can still see that we have an undefined here, which is probably because we have a number of time trackings without a company. If we don't want that, we could, for example, add a filter. We could say that company name should not be null. If we then reload, we can see that indeed the undefined is no longer part of it. Because it is now a web application, we can obviously also open it in the browser. So let's do that. We have to log in again. So let's do that. We haven't actually added a home page yet, so we still get the page's overview, but we can go to the insights page. As you can see, we have our web application up and running. We can now give this to someone else and they can get an insight into the data as well. There's obviously a lot more that can be done with insights. You can join to other tables to add more data. You can do custom SQLs if you want really complex use cases. You can start mixing graphs, for example, line and bar charts together. But in the next video, we'll actually focus on adding a home page. We'll do some basic filtering, some basic eventing, so you can start building an actual application. After that, we'll focus on creating forms and adding data to our application. I hope it was interesting. See you next time.